Hey everybody, what's up? Joshua Scott here with the 88 Dental Marketing Show, the internet's only dental show that's answering marketing's most important questions. You should catch an episode sometime. But hey, had the real privilege of being interviewed by Dr. Howard Farran last week on the Dental Town podcast. And during that inner show, we were talking about mobile sites and mobile websites, and he asked me to take a look at his, give him some feedback, and asked me to create a thread on Dental Town, which is probably where you came over to this link from there, to get some feedbacks from people. And I know a few of you participated there, so thank you so much for your feedback. I think it was really great advice, but I also wanted to give him some of my input. So, if you don't know Dr. Howard Farran's site, it's today'sdental.com. Today'sdental.com. And so I've got it pulled up on my phone here, and I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this, but we can talk through it anyway. And so when I first get to the site, I just kind of give it a quick scroll through. Honestly, when it comes to websites, I'm more less concerned about the content and what's being said there and all the text, and I just initially want to see how it flows, what it looks like, and so right off the bat, I can tell, for me, it needs some more images. We've got some social icons at the top. We've got the logo. There's a stock photography rotator there. It's gonna flip through some pictures, and then that's about it. The rest of the text on the way down, not really sure what it says, but that's there. So one of the things right off the bat is my general rule is I want to see about 80% images and about 20% content or copy, especially on the front page. There can be more content as you go into the site and people click and they're searching for things. But initially, the front page of the site, I want patients to be inspired. I want them to pick up a little bit on the culture and the story of the practice. And so getting some more images and especially custom photography. I think patients would love to see that. And I think there could be so much more here about the story of Dr. Howard Farran and what he's created. And I think you tell that visually. I think you tell that with some content too. But as I'm going through the site, it for me, it looks like every other dental practice across the country. And what I would love to do is have patients experience some of that story of what Dr. Farran has created and what he's done, what he's accomplished. I mean, there's an amazing story there. And so to take the front page of the website and to talk about that and why you should go see him if you're even near the area, for me, that's the angle I would take. I know some of you kind of made some comments about the social icons at the top, and maybe that's not the best place. And, overall, I would agree. I think you've got social icons, you've got a few buttons here about appointment request, patient login, you've got the logo. But, we know from analytics that what patients are looking for, one of the first places they search or they're wanting to find out is the meet the team or meet the doctor page. So, I think I'm not seeing that on here. If you've got a little menu here, you can drop it down and yeah. So there's meet the team there. But I'd rather not have to make patients click and then click again when we know what they're searching for. So, number one, people are looking for meet the team. They want to figure out who the doctor is. Number two, they want to get more information about the new patient experience and what to expect. And number three, contact. So for me, I like to make those very front and center and easy to get to. Other than that, you got some big headings here on services, sleep apnea, same day crowns, whitening, and then I don't know what the rest of that is. And so for me, those are probably my main pieces of advice. There is I think there's an amazing opportunity to tell a story there and to tell it visually and to allow people to connect with your practice and who Howard Farran is and what you've accomplished. And then just wanted to pull it up on the iPad. You could probably see it a little bit better, but so it's going to feel more like a website here for sure, right? And so we can tell a lot by the architecture of the mobile site is squeezing it together. That's why the social icons end up at the top, even above the logo, because on here that's how they're placed. And so when you push it to mobile, everything just squishes in there. And again, you got your big service buttons there, and then the text, content, little schedule appointment area there as well. So, here's the overall what's happening here, and what's happening with mobile sites circa 2015 is this. There's mobile friendly and sites that work on mobile, and then there's designed for mobile. And so this is a classic example of a mobile friendly site. It's working on mobile. I'm not sure if it would entirely pass Google's standards, but I think it may. And so it gets by on mobile, but it certainly wasn't designed for mobile. And so this was a site like a lot of people's where it was designed on a desktop computer. It was designed for that. And now it's being fitted into a mobile or a smaller environment. And so, that's fine. There's a lot of people in that situation right now. But what we're going to see happening in the next year to 2 to 3 to 5 years is a shift. Because as mobile users, we know this, right? That mobile users are now outpacing desktop users. And depending on your industry, that statistic could be anything. But, right now we're seeing about 55 to 65% of people looking at sites on mobile, and 35 to 45% looking at them on desktop computers. The problem is those numbers aren't going to stay there. I mean, mobile is going to far outpace desktop. And so we're going to see that number in the 90, 95% or something like that. And so the fact that we're still creating websites on a desktop computer is kind of blowing my mind. Like, we're creating it there and then fitting it here. And what needs to happen, and what we're seeing happen, is that it needs to be designed here first for mobile, and then fit onto or adjusted for a desktop environment. And so when that happens, these type of websites that are designed for mobile are going to look so much better. And they're going to look amazing. And they're going to be native to that format. And they're going to function right and be very intuitive with clicks and, our big thumbs on small screens and all that stuff. And so I think a lot of people are in this position. But now's the time to think about jumping ahead of that curve, designing for mobile first, and let the desktop follow. Guys, appreciate you listening. That's my advice. Would love to still hear some of your advice or opinions, thoughts about what I just said. Go back to the forum and leave it there. I'll talk to you later.